van myself en Hugh Blyton, waar die Franse dan vanmiddag gaan probeer om geskiedenis te maak. Hulle kon nou reeds in 8 toetse hier in Frankryk nie 'n oorwinning oor Suid-Afrika behaal nie en het eintlik nie 'n goeie rekord nie, terwyl ander spanne al groot slae gekry het en die spelers, die Franse span wat reeds hier in die tunnel onder ons gereed maak om uit te draf. Spanne soos Australië en Nieu-Seeland het al dikwels toetse hier verloor, Australië 8 keer, Nieu-Seeland 4 keer, maar Suid-Afrika 'n trotse rekord wat vanmiddag hier verdedig moet word. Franse span wat hier uitgestap kom, die weer hier in Frankryk 'n bietjie onvoorspelbaar. Op die oomblik die veld in skadu gehul, of miskien moet ek liewer sê dat die son agter die wolke is en naast Botha sy span op die veld lê. Die Springbok span op die veld lê met 'n orkes wat ook nog hier staan. Dit het gisternag gereën hier in Parys en ook vroeër vanoggend met tussenposes het die sonnetjie uitgekom en dan het daar weer reën geval. Mark Tessier wat sy span op die veld lê, agterom Amari en dan Gonzalez en Gallard, ook die nuwe man Philippe Benetton en die Franse en die Springbokke op die oomblik terwyl die orkes nog op die veld is wat eintlik al twee hier aan ons regterkant staan. Interessant dat Parc des Princes nie vol is nie. Ons verstaan hy kan so tussen 45 en 50.000 mense neem. Daar is die Franse span terwyl die Franse volkslied waarskynlik gespeel gaan word. Die Sim Lafond op regtervleuel en dan hier agterlangs Benetton op nommer 6 in die plek van Tordo Benazi op slot en die voorry bly soos wat hy verlede Saterdag was.
Good afternoon to everybody in South Africa. You saw the tension on the French players' faces. They really went into the first test very relaxed and they got a big fight, I assure you, and so they're really very tense for this game. You saw the Springbok side showing up as they were playing the Marseillaise and they unchanged from the side that won the first test. A wonderful game for South Africa, although I'm sure you at home were very tense in the last 20 minutes as the French ran us ragged. But the plan is, and the game plan again will be to try and shut them out. Talking to Naas Botha the other day, he just said we may try and give them a big fight as we see the referee for this afternoon. Same as in the first test, Brian Kinsey and the South Africans were very happy with him. He'll be playing in his 8th test match today. And Naas was just saying we may just give the French a fight today as we do a double skip and out to the wing. So watch out for that as the Springboks win the first ball. But it's all about, everybody said the French will do that, the South Africans will do this. The tactics are as follows, but it all depends on who wins the ball as Naas Botha starts the game.
Onmiddellik Benetton wat onder die bal inkom, word deur Pieter Muller in spygergrond toe gery. Goeie tweede fase deur Hubert. Vir die Franse Hubert met 'n hoë skop, Jacques Olivier onder hom vroeg in hierdie wedstryd soos in die eerste toets. Franse wat indryf, daar word 'n geweldige aanslag in hierdie eerste 20 minute verwag. Jan Strauss het kop uitgetrek, ook Adrie Geldenhuys. Ja, Jacques Olivier was in besit.
Almost the replay of the first test match as Jacques Olivier got a high up and under, but luckily for South Africa, he gets up early. Last week in the test match, he actually received attention, so it's almost an exact replica of last week's game.
Ja, Kinsey nie tevrede nie. Ongelukkig, die skeieregters hier oor see wat nie soveel keer of so dikwels goeie duidelike tekens gee soos ons skeieregters in Suid-Afrika nie. Dit is nie altyd so duidelik presies wat die probleem is nie. Goeie dryfspel daar deur Tessier. Hubert, Pintie vir Benoni. As teruggeval deur Lafond aan die oorkant. Skop daar vas teen Willie Hills wat vinnig weer gestorm het. Goeie druk toegepas deur Suid-Afrika.
Well, Billy Hills took an awful crack there as they went through, and so they're calling up for attention to them. And I was talking about Billy Hills, if obviously a leader will be watching, and great news to hear that Billy Hills had a little girl, or a leader had a little girl rather, Vanessa, on the 19th of October. So hearty congratulations to them. But Billy just taking a little bit of a knock there as Naas Botha got up very quickly on defence. It's another feature of South African play that is new to those of you who may be watching. Billy Hills was taken off for a moment. The Dr. Louis Wessels, I think he just got a little bit of a crack, a little bit of the muscle strain on the calf. But here Naas going up and saying, "No, you're right, Billy." Great concern, and I must say that Naas Botha has the concern of all the players at heart.
Waar dit gebeur, Hubert wat nie vir Prenol vind nie.
There's a shocking ball from Hubert to Prenol as they got back out on the right wing is Lafond. They've played Lafond, interestingly enough. You see Billy Hills going in there and getting just that crack as he took out Lafond.
Voorgestuur deur Adolf Milan, Adrie Geldenhuys het vastgemaak. Wal Baartman word teruggedra deur Sissy Jan Kapan, 10 stippellyn van Suid-Afrika. Uitgekrap op die grond. Dit is 'n kenmerk wil mense feitelik sê van Suid-Afrika se spel sover as Adrian Richter opstel of opstaan. Geweldig baie strafskoppe wat toegeken word. En 'n mens sou graag wou sien dat daar nie so baie foute gemaak word nie. Dit was 'n vryskop. Dit skoppie deur die Franse. 'n hoë bal. Het buite die kwartgebied van Suid-Afrika. Hubert wat vir hom wag. Heinrich Rogers, nommer 3 wat van kop insteek. Kinsey wat besluit dat Suid-Afrika in besit was.
Well, a tremendous onslaught from the French as they expected. It was interesting to see that they had a penalty there and they didn't go for goal. Remembering last week that Diaz missed 6 out of 8 kicks. They brought Thierry Leclerc into the centre position, who kicked so well and beat South Africa at Bordeaux. But I promise you that the South African side is improving almost by the day.
Sissy Jan, Adrian Richter wag vir hom. Benetton is by. Bal word op die grond gespeel, word hou vas betuie meneer Kinsey.
Mark Sissy Jan holding on to the ball and not releasing it as the Springboks went in. Another thing that what you want to watch out for is the reaction time of the Springboks is a lot quicker. Yuri Edwards with the penalty.
Die kantlyn opsoek hier in die diskant.
Oh, it's a terrific punt.
Dit is een van die dinge waaroor die Franse praat, Sissy Jan wat daar terugstap. Een van die dinge waaroor die Franse praat is die geweldige lang buitelynskoppe van Suid-Afrika. Naas Botha, Reece Edwards in hierdie geval.
That's Sissy Jan in the front with Caban, who's a long, tall man and very quick around the field. Did very well in the lineouts last week.
Sissy Jan wat die Franse vandag die 5de keer aanvoer. Veld wat gelukkig nie baie nat lyk nie ten spyte van die reën vanoggend. Gaandraai wat vir hom wag hier agter. En hom gaan kry. Naas Botha. Dani Gerber steek vas. Bietjie van 'n misverstand, baie goed teruggeval deur Gaandraai. Hy sien 'n leë kolletjie hier aan die diskant, daar word teruggeval deur Sadouni, maar uitstekende spel deur die Springbokke, vinnig ingegooi. Word in die hande gekry deur Lafond wat van die oorkant af kom, dek dit hier aan die diskant. James Small, hy gaan uit weer probeer die bal tog in spel hou, maar die vlag is op nee, die grensregter beduie alles is reg. Small met 'n hoë skop, die Springbokke moet wag dat hy aan kant plaas. Dean Strauss is by op die kwartlyn van Frankryk.
It was a great up and under. It came out down just outside the fence 22, and this is a chance for South Africa.
Billy Hills wat uithaal, Gaandraai, Pieter Miller in 'n loskante posisie. Naas Botha, tikskoppie vir Jacques Willie aan die oorkant, kan die bal reg spring, ongelukkig nie. Hubert wat dit in die hande kry, byna vir Suid-Afrika. Ongelukkig die spring van die bal wat die Franse bevoordeel het. Hubert daar met die blonde hare in beeld. Karel wat sy van spel H-U-E-B-E-R klink miskien partykeer of mense sê Hubert, maar dit is Hubert.
Well, that was a good period of play for South Africa as they won 2 consecutive balls, and just the bounce of the ball not suiting us at all.
Hubert, sien dat hy afgesny word daar, hou bietjie vas. Koppie na die diskant toe is direk uit. Sadouni wat nie die kantlyn op die bal eers binne die speelkant kan op grond vat nie. Dit was toch Lecroix op Penaud. Penaud die loskakelt. Willie Hills wat nou lijkt of hij weer reg is. Adrian Ruchter, Adrie Geldenhuys kan ongelukkig niet beheer nie. Hubert, Sadouni, die heel achter. Dus Jean-Luc Sadouni. Karel wat die schoenen moet volstaan van Serge Blanco, wat een legende is hier in Frankrijk. Heel voor Johan Spijker, achterom Adolf Melan, Henrik Rogers, Adrie Geldenhuys. Franse wat een beetje wegkomt daar met Moord. Hier voorlangs is dit die slot Benazi of Rouma wat daar oor die ontkantlijn beweegt.
Yes, it was interesting to see there that Adolf Melan was very badly interfered with at that line-out. The ball was thrown to him, but he just couldn't get his feet off the ground. He's complaining the referee didn't quite pick it up.
Lijnstaande was een van die afdelings van die spel waar die Fransen geplaatst verlede week. Hulle het dan ook vir Benazi ingebring en ook vir Benetton wat 'n baie langer flank is as Tordo. Tordo 'n kort kereltjie, lewendig, maar miskien 'n bietjie aan die kort kant vir lynstaan besit agterlangs. Suid-Afrika wat 'n voordeel het in die scrums. Hulle is 'n goeie 40 kg of wat swaarder as die Franse. Meneer Kinsey van Australië, skeieregter. Henrik Rogers wat my gesê het, hy het verlede Saterdag in die scrum so die eerste 2 of 3 'n bietjie gesukkel om aan te pas op paskop, maar daarna sy voete gevind.
The tight head for France is Philippe Gallard, and they say he's the giant of Beziers and a very strong man. And Louis Armory is no slouch himself on this side of the scrum against Heinrich Rogers. Remembering that Heinrich Rogers has not played in a provincial game as tight head prop, but fitting in very well. He captained the side the other day. Heinrich Rogers really impressing as a man of character and leadership qualities.
Ja, hy is ook een van die vriendelikste manne saam met Willie Hills in die span. Goeie scrum, deur Suid-Afrika. Naas Botha. Al het ver gehardloop word deur Sadouni. Jacques Olivier komt vanaf weer 'n goeie skop van naas Botha. Pieter Muller en Jacques Olivier wat seker maak dat Sadouni nie jakkalstreke uithaal nie.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how quickly the Springboks went up for that kick ahead. That's one of the features that the French do. They throw in very quickly. And one of the things that has happened is we've only sent a wing up to follow that kick ahead. But that time you saw that Val Bartman was right up there. So was Peter Muller. And on the left wing, Jacques Olivier. French using a short line out for the first time in the game.
Rouma en Caban in daardie lyn staan vir die Franse. Spat hier agteruit. Hubert wat het wegkry na Sadouni. Maar meneer Kinsey het reeds 'n oortreding bemerk, gaan Suid-Afrika straf. Sadouni in beeld.
Well, quite interesting there. The Val Bartman, I think he just went a little bit offside, but Armory, the referee, was right on the spot. And it's, in fact, it's interesting that Adrie Geldenhuys came under a little criticism last week, but he had been interfered with when he decided to give Benazi a bit of a tap. And that time the Armory just let fly at Val Bartman, but the referee was right on the spot and had realized that Val Bartman had made the first offense.
Alain Penaud, wat daar in beeld was, loskakel van die Franse. Verlede Saterdag natuurlijk daar die 2-3 gedruk, maar net die 6ste speler in die geskiedenis wat 2-3 in 'n toets teen Suid-Afrika druk. Dit is Gonzalez, wat eintlik Argentinië toe is hier in die middel van die jaar as 'n voorryman nou hakker is. Tiaan Strauss, naas Botha, Pieter Muller, kom hier in die middelveld na Dani Gerber op die middellyn, deur 'n gaping, sit hom op die voet. James Small jaag, Hubert val terug, dis Dani Gerber kan dit ongelukkig nie beheer nie, word sonder die bal geloop deur Benetton.
Oh, wow, that was terrific play by the Springbok backs, and they're really now giving the French a bit of a problem because they're confusing them, but everybody expects Naas Botha to kick. See there, Dani Gerber could just not gather the ball in a crunching tackle as Benetton came across. But that was a lovely play by Naas Botha as he let the ball run, and then Dani Gerber almost got it here. James Small on the outside. Now the French are a little confused by these tactics because they're expecting Nasboer to kick every time he gets the ball. He only passed the ball twice in the first test, and he himself said, watch us, we're going to change our tactics.
Ja, die algemene gevoel hier en selfs in die Britse pers, Jean-Baptiste Lafond, wat van die oorkant af kom keer deur aan die diskant, Manel wat net vir hom so 'n tikkie op die wang ook gee. Die Franse en ook die Britse pers wat sê Suid-Afrika is baie stereotyp in die tipe rugby wat hulle speel, en tot dusver het hulle reeds getoon dat hulle die Franse kan verras.
Well, Willie Hill's not happy with that scrum at all. Obviously Gonzalez was doing something that Willie Hills didn't like, so watch the front row, there's a lot of action happening there.
Hubert, goeie skoppie van Sadouni, maar as 'n strafskop aan die Franse vir onkansspel deur Suid-Afrika. So 10-11 minute verstreke in hierdie wedstryd, nog geen telling nie. Maar die een strafskop vroeg in die wedstryd wat binnekant die halfgebied van Suid-Afrika was en wat die Franse en aardig genoeg nie pale toe geskop het nie. En ek kan ook nie onthou dat daar al 'n strafskop aan Suid-Afrika toegeken is nie.
No, not as yet. They've been two to the French.
Thierry Lecras.
Thierry Lecras, who's been entrusted with the French kicking duties after Viat had such a nightmare game last week. French again using the shorter line out, 5 long men.
Net binnekant die halfgebied van die Franse, daar in die hande van Penot. Dan na Lecras, word baie goed neergetrek deur Wal Bartman in die middel van die veld, op die middellyn. Kom nie oor die voordeellyn die Franse nie. Goeie verdediging deur Suid-Afrika. Onthou dat Lecras en Manel na die eerste wedstryd in Bordeaux wat deur Suid-Afrika verloor is, die senterpaar was. Maar Lecras pragtig neergetrek daar op die kruisverdediging deur Wal Bartman. Net binne die halfgebied van die Franse.
Reece Edwards has moved right up into the back line.
In 'n loskakelposisie. Die word teruggeval deur Saint-André.
Territorially now, South Africa in a very comfortable position. They're driving, they're winning good first phase possession, just driving the Frenchmen back into their own half.
Philippe Saint-André, wat verlede Saterdag regterveld gespeel het, oorgeskuif het vir hierdie toets linkerveld toe. Net 2 manne in die lyn staan nou, Adolf Malan en Adrie Geldenhuys. Vir die Franse is dit Caban en Bennett onder haar wegpak. In die hande van Gonzalez, 2-3 springbokke wat hom grond toe ry. Hubert kry dit. Dit is Benazir wat wegbreek, verloor het vorentoe. Pieter Miller, lang agter na Jacques Willis, kry dit in die hande, meneer Kinsey nie tevrede nie. Sê daar's aangeslaan, beduie dat daar geskram moet word.
Well, one might have waited for the advantage there, but the rest, there was no advantage. The French knocked on and then South Africa knocked on after the French had already knocked on. So good refereeing by Mr. Kinsey. There was no advantage to South Africa. Still a few problems going on in the front row.
Springbokke se knie wat baie mooi gebuig was. Naas Botha, Dani Gerber, Reece Edwards in die agterlyn, ook Jacques Willis wat opvolg. Sadouni het baie werk aan die oorkant.
Well, the territorial situation at the moment is that South Africa are winning. They're staying in the French territory because they're winning such good first phase ball. The tackling has been good. The tackling has been strong, so that the French, in fact, are knocking on in the tackles, which is superb from South Africa's point of view. But in the line-out, Adolf Malan giving as good as he's getting from Rumar.
Benazir daar baie mooi spring. Karel wat van Marokko afkom, daar gebore is. En dan uit na Penot met die linkervoet. Reece Edwards, baie mooi in posisie. Op volle vaart uit die lug uit. Word die deurgekom deur Saint-André. Middelveld langs. In die hande van Penot. Hy na Hubert, hy binnekant die kwartgebied steeds. Van die kanse waag nie. Jacques Willis aan die oorkant. Ook Jan Strauss wat pragtig gaan dek het. Net buite die kwartgebied van Suid-Afrika. Strauss, middelveld langs. Verloor dit. Goeie bal besit wat Suid-Afrika daar afstaan. Weer eens 'n strafskop aan die Franse. Lyk of meneer Kinsey beduie dat Wal Bartman die bal op die grond gespeel het. En hierdie keer gaan die Franse pale toeskop. En dit is Thierry Lecras wat nader geroep word. om te kyk of hy die eerste punte van die wedstryd kan aanteken. En 'n mens wil byna sê dat dit amper 'n patroon geword het op die toer. Suid-Afrika wat gebiedsvoordeel geniet in baie gevalle, maar dan sodra hulle binne die halfgebied, hulle eie halfgebied kom, strafskoppe afstaan wat deur die opponente benut word. Terry Lacroix, hy het na die eerste wedstryd in Bordeaux baie goed pale toegeskop.
Well, it's the first penalty by either side at Coles. Terry Lacroix certainly had a very good game in terms of the boot in Bordeaux. It was quite interesting earlier on that they were awarded a penalty not far from this position and decided to take the short kick.
Lacroix wat in sy 8ste toets speel. Jacques Olivier en Tiaan Strauss wat so 'n bietjie gesels oor wat dalk daar verkeerd geloop het. Sien, dit is op die 15 tree merk van die oorkantste kantlyn af. En dan val die bal 'n tweede keer om. Adolf Malan wil gaan speel, meneer Kinsey hou dit op.
Well, Lacroix, I must say, kept his head superbly there. How often don't you take a golf backswing and you're coming down and something's not quite right, and we just go ahead and whack the ball anyway. But Lacroix was in the middle of his backswing there and the ball fell over and had the presence of mind just to stop his swing.
Nou het nie baie tyd nou nie, meneer Kinsey wat vir hom heel wat tyd gun. Lacroix met die regtervoet, is 'n bal wat redelik laag bly nie daar is nie. Reece Edwards gly so 'n bietjie binne kan die doelgebied.
Well, they've laid the grass there, Christo, quite recently, and Reece Edwards was catching the ball from Naas Botha's drop kicks yesterday as Naas was practicing. I might say Naas was kicking the ball superbly in practice yesterday. I think I saw him take about 8 drops at goal and he didn't miss one, and that's a high kick as well.
Hubert onder hom, kry dit weg hier na Kapan. Tiaan Strauss wat onderskep. Adolf Malan is by, dit weer Strauss. Springbokke wat goed lyk. Halfpad tussen Frankryk se kwartgebied in die middellyn. Pieter Miller, klein kantjie. Adrian Richter, trek die oppositie. Jacques Olivier, kom nie daar by Lafon verby nie, swinger dit binnekant toe. Goeie aanval deur Suid-Afrika.
A terrific play by the South African loose forwards as Tiaan Strauss got that ball moving, and Adolf Malan it was who did some really nifty handling. This is one of the features of South African players. Adrian Richter gets the ball. Watch Olivier on the outside. Watch how he just goes a little inside, outside. Almost got past Lafond and then couldn't quite get it inside. The French cover too many in numbers, but the Springboks are just, the whole time, the play, the interplay with the hands is becoming better and better and better.
Goed gevat in die lyn staan deur Adolf Malan. Kom ongelukkig nie uit nie en dit sal beteken dat die Franse kan ingooi.
So it's going to be French ball about midway between their goal line and the 22 Hubert with the feed. See the Springboks putting them under a lot of pressure at the scrum. Penot who favours the left foot, so he fell back for that kick.
Inderdaad so Hugh verstaan dat hy die eerste loskakel in Frankryk is wat linkskop sedert 1979.
So South Africa now employing the two-man line out. Adolf Malan number 4, Ivy Colonese number 5, but it goes deep to Tiaan Strauss. The French get the first tap as Cessillon comes away with it. This is terrific play by Benetton, and he does the feed there out to Saint-André, and then it was on the left wing, it was Saint-André. In fact, the Springbok cover gets there in time. Benetton couldn't feed Hubert, pops it up to Saint-André. Saint-André making ground with the green jerseys all around him. The referee waiting for advantage. Tiaan Strauss dived onto the ball. It was excellent play by the French, and in fact they've been awarded a penalty. Springboks going over the top, and there's a Springbok line.
Ek dink dis Donnie Gerber.
It does look like Donnie Gerber who got across with the cover defence. It was a terrific breakaway by Philippe Benetton and flank forward, and then taken on by Saint-André. Peter Muller got back with a desperate tackle. We saw in the first test a lot of desperate tackles, but Donnie Gerber looking in all sorts of trouble as Dr. Louis Wessels cracks the ice onto his shoulder.
Franse wat gevaarlik gelyk het, moet ook sê Jy sien daar is Gerber in besit en dan na die geweldige duikslag waar hy seer gekry het.
It was the flank forward Caban, the number 7, who came through and made that tackle on Donnie Gerber.
Word beskou sê hulle as een van die vinnigste, indien nie die vinnigste flank in wêreldrugby nie. Lacroix gaan dan die tweede keer paal toe korrel in hierdie wedstryd, so 22 minute of wat verstreke is. Franse wat gevaarlik gelyk het, baie goed beoordeel, wag vir die man in die gaping voordat hy weggestuur word. En hier aan die diskant sal aandry wat aangee wat 'n bietjie laag was, nie probeer vat het en dalk aanslaan nie. Hy het hom op sy voet laat kom, as dit ware die bal tot op sy voet laat kom, om toe net effens vorentoe getik en Suid-Afrika wat baie kwaai moes verdedig. Gerber lyk nie baie gelukkig met daardie skouer van hom nie.
On the bench we have Henny Leroux and Thea van Rensburg, so it would probably be Henny Leroux who would come into the centre position. Donnie Gerber certainly not looking happy at all.
Gard Wright, oudspanmaat van die oostelike provinsie, daar saam met hom. Arm steeds daar om sy lyf, Wal Baartman wat 'n bietjie omkyk. En Lacroix hier van die kantlyn af.
So this is second attempted goal. We saw him hit. He does tend to hit the ball low. This one is low as he pulls it to the left hand up off the upright. So another let off for South Africa. The French have only been in South African half about 3 times, and 3 times they've had a penalty. So the South Africans will have to watch that a little. Well, we saw that Vias missed 6 out of 8 last week, and nobody could believe that. He scored 24 points in a test match before, and certainly Thierry Lacroix was on form with the boot against the Springboks when they played in Bordeaux. Botha to restart, giving himself a lot of room, a high hoist so that the Springbok forwards can get underneath it. Beautifully taken by Remar. See the French forwards, how they get in by numbers behind the ball. Springboks will need to get behind the ball a little bit more than that. They take it on and stay on their feet extremely well. Adrian tries to stem the tide. Now they pop it up to Hubert. The loose forwards are there again. This time it's the big number 5, Remar. And this popped up this time to the Gonzalez, the hooker. And still the French keep the ball up in the air. Well, that was good driving play, good technique by the French forwards, putting the Springboks under all sorts of pressure, but they couldn't loosen up the ball, so the Springboks, the big men, and Sion Strauss is in there as well, managed to button up the ball. So what they require now is to get this ball either to Botha, standing on the left-hand side of your picture. Reece Edwards is also up there. It was huge punt from either of these two. It's going to be Reece Edwards. And he's hit it very well. Reece Edwards, the ball bounces back to Sardonnay. Sardonnay didn't have too much support on the outside. As he pops it up now, it's going to be Audrey Sardonnay who makes the catch, and he does it well. Billy Hill's getting in behind the ball. He pops it up to Garth Wright. Botha. Oh, this is a better kick by Botha as he probes for ground. Will the bounce of the ball beat the French? No, it's Hubert who's back for it. And I'm sure that he will just dot down for the 22. The French are always very dangerous. You saw there how Sardonnay had dropped back. They're very good at dropping back in numbers to support. The moment you think that they're relaxed and they're going to do something that you expect, they do totally the opposite.
Baie belangrike skop ook daardie van Naas Botha. Onthou, hy was so 10 tree buitekant Suid-Afrika se kwartgebied. Dwing die Franse om in te skop van hulle kwartlyn af.
A long kick by Penaud. He's also got a big left boot. Reece Edwards will have all the time in the world to send this back with a bit of interest. Hasn't quite struck it as he wanted to. Penaud made the catch, then taken on there by Sardonnay. Lovely little switch to Hubert. Penaud again inside there to Lafond. Nice little interplay of handling there. Hubert probing for ground. James Small is back for it. And that was interesting. The touch judge in 2 minds, but Garthright convinced him. Touch judge thought that maybe James Small had taken the ball out, but he was quite right. James Small made the catch outside the touchline.
Interessant ook dat die Franse gedryf het net nou, so pas weer 'n skoppie of 2 vorentoe. Hulle het gesê hulle wil hulle spel 'n bietjie meer afwissel, nie noodwendig met alles probeer hardloop nie.
Now quite interesting, the French backline, they've got Saint-André, the left wing, and Lafond, the right wing, out on the open side. Willie Hills makes the tackle on Benazi, straight into the hands of Small. It was Benetton who came up very quickly now. Sardonnay who's back for it. Adrian Ruster read the play well. Garthright made a good tackle. Then they get it away to Hubert, as Hubert shows a lot of pace, and again Garthright gets across for the tackle. Terrific cover by the Springboks from half. Knock on by the French. The referee deciding that there was no advantage to South Africa.
Agste man en kaptein Session wat lelijk aangeslaan het daar. Sien, hier kom die Franse deur. Session, die kaptein wat hierdie bal hier voor hom net nie onder beheer kan kry nie.
So the French handling and strictness of handling, putting the Springboks under pressure. The French crowd enjoying it more and more. We said it was almost a sellout, but we see a lot of seats on the north and south sides of the ground. One of the Frenchmen left lying there. I think that as he went in on the tackle, it was actually Hubert. There was no nonsense there from any South African. It was Hubert who just got in the way of Naas Botha's boots as he made the clearance. So the game's certainly fast and furious.
Ja, die Franse het 'n bepaalde soort trots om hier in Parys te speel. Sien ons dit weer, met daar in die agtergrond, Hubert wat daar aan Pieter Muller effens gepluk het.
Well, they are known to obstruct a little bit off the ball, and Peter Muller was having none of it, and Hubert actually took a bit of a dive. Hubert it was who made that pass there. It wasn't taken by Minel, but now it's Peter Muller himself who comes away with it, help from Tiaan Strauss. Now they must pop it back quickly to right guard at Naaswood on the left-hand side. This is a nice play by him. He was almost in the open. The referee indicating that the French backs were offside, and the first chance for South Africa to get a penalty at goal.
Wel, Suid-Afrika geniet gebiedsvoordeel en 'n mens sou eintlik verwag dat hulle in een of ander stadium 'n kans moet kry om punte aan te teken, en hier is dit dan nou met die eerste helfte wat so 28 minute wat aan die gang is, geleentheid vir Naas Botha, en dit is sy eerste skop in hierdie wedstryd paal toe. Terry Lecroix wat reeds 2 gehad het, daar was ook een binne tref afstand vroeg in die wedstryd wat hy nie benut het nie. Maar nou Naas Botha, en soos gebruiklik hier in Frankryk, die skare wat op fluitjies blaas en skree en te kere gaan. Jy sien ook Naas Botha se linkerhand verbind. Hy het dit daar in Vizier tydens 'n oefening seer gemaak vroeër in die week, nog geswel gewees 'n dag of wat gelede.
He was practicing their tackle, and he had a freak accident. This is vital for South Africa. What are the flags going to do? They go up, they're up in the air, and South Africa 3 points in the lead. For a moment there was a bit of hesitation amongst the touch judges. Now it's interesting, the poles, the uprights in France are not that tall, and the touch judges were both on the spot. They always show it in slow motion. I don't know why there was any hesitancy, because that was slap bang between the uprights.
In die middel gewees, daar was geen twyfel daaroor nie. Amarie wat daar indryf.
Hubert waits for the ball. Now Penot testing Julius Edwards for the first time. In fact, it's Jacques Olivier who's back for it. Beautifully taken by him, and he's made the mark. The referee's called him back. And the referee indicating that the Springboks that time were offside from the maul, and so this penalty kick to the French, slap bang in front of the post.
Nou, dit gaan hulle 4de poging of 'n 3de poging pale toe wees, en Lecroix kan met hierdie ene eintlik nie 'n fout maak nie. Dit is in die middel van die veld. Weliswaar 'n bietjie afstand, maar vir 'n skopper van sy formaat behoort dit nie 'n te groot probleem te wees nie. Die wedstryd wat tot in hierdie stadium redelik spannend verloop. Suid-Afrika wat al 'n kans of 2 gehad het, gevaarlik gelyk het. Die Franse wat ook hanteer, goed hanteer, vinnig hanteer, die bal die werk laat doen, een of 2 keer baie goed gedryf het. Maar Suid-Afrika wat gebiedsvoordeel geniet, 'n 3 punte voorsprong het, wat dalk met hierdie skop van Lecroix uitgekanseleer kan word.
Well, the French temperament now is put to the full test. But one cannot see that Lecroix is going to miss this. He just pops it over. He turned away immediately. And the France are jaw level with that penalty by Thierry Lecroix.
Franse televisie wat baie lief is om elke stel skoppale toe ook weer in stadige aksie terug te speel.
30 minutes gone in the first half. Tremendous tension after the first test match. The really got a fight in the first test match, 20 points to 15. We won that, remembering that we were 20 points to 3 ahead after 9 minutes in the first half. Taken by Adrian Richter, just didn't go 10 meters.
That was baie naby you.
I think, in fact, Adrian Richter's feet were up to the 10-meter line, but he had to make the catch behind his body, so the ball probably just went the 9 meters.
Maar Naas Botha wat vinnig gesien het dat die Franse effens diep staan, wou hom naby sy voorspelers hou.
They pop it up there to Caban, and then it's a beautifully into the line by Sadonet, and now a chance for Lafond on the right wing. Hugh Reese Edwards is under it. He couldn't make the catch back for it. Is Tian Strauss. A lot of pressure on the South Africans from the Frenchman. And beautifully played by Garthright. Tian Strauss got the ball back to him.
En baie goed gaan dek deur Adrian Richter daar, toe Tian Strauss daaronder was en hy afkom grond toe die bal lospat. Daar is Strauss in beeld, was dit Adrian Richter wat by was om daardie bal op te tel en om uit te haal vir Garthright.
Well, it's been a terrific tour for that man, Jacques Olivier, the top try scorer on the tour so far with 3 tries. Taken by Benetton. Benetton, who's a big man. The French, in fact, have in the form of Benetton, Rumar, Benazir and Caban, 4 tall men. There, the referee indicating that there was interference by the Springboks at the line out there. Push on Rumar before he had the ball.
Daar is baie foute wat gemaak word. Met die 5de strafskop reeds aan die Franse, die 4de een wat hulle pale toe gaan mik. En dit is weer eens binne tref afstand dan, so 15 tree van die oorkantste kantlyn af. Steiger, Geldenhuys en Malan. 3 van Suid-Afrika se bil voorspelers. Franse wat baie ontsag het vir daardie man. Adrie Geldenhuys daar in die middel.
Well, we saw that last week VR's in fact had 5 shots at goal, and we're only 32 minutes into the game, and already Lacroix with his 4th attempt at goals. So the South Africans will have to cut out those little indiscretions. Lacroix, who just tends to pop them over from most positions, the ball striking the upright and then going in off. So the French for the first time in the game into the lead.
Ja, ook vir die eerste keer trouwens in die reeks wat hulle voorloop, tref 'n groot deel van daai sandloopie ook Lacroix, maar maak geen fout met hierdie ene nie. Terry Lacroix.
I tell you, he very nearly missed that as well. Naas Botha's kick-off this time is a lot better. Adrian Richter is taken down by Gonzalez, the hooker. Hubert waits. Willie Hills was a little bit too quick. Penot has this huge left boot and drives the Springboks back into their own half. That's the man we were talking earlier. No fly half in South Africa's rugby history has scored 2 tries in a test match, but he did it last week. Now South Africa need to control this ball at the line out. Concentration from Willie Hills. Short 2 out of Milan as the French went under him. Yeah. Interference by the French, and Garthright wanted to take the quick one, but Naas Botha calling up Hugh Reese Edwards. Watch out off Milan at number 2 in the line. Go up high, and they just walked under him.
Ja, word daar afgetrek deur Benazir, hier aan die kraag afgepluk grond toe.
In fact, I'm surprised that the referee in fact didn't warn Benazir for that.
Intimideer in die lyn staan die Franse, baie lief om dit te doen. Reese Edwards.
Good punt by Reese Edwards. See the touch judge, who's in a blue rain jacket, sort of waterproof tracksuit almost. That the touch judge on that side of the field is Mr. Owen Doyle, who, if anything would happen to the referee, he would be the man who would take over. He's more senior than the other touch judge, Mr. Ronnie McDowell, both from Ireland. This time deeper to Richter. French pop it up as they do so well, then get the backline moving. Penot with the kick ahead, but Reese Edwards nicely positioned. Now you can send this back deep into French territory as he makes a huge punt. Hubert back for it. And Hubert making absolutely sure of his touch. Well, Reese Edwards was outside his 22, so he wasn't able to kick for touch. The man who's at 31 years of age, making his only second test appearance, his first cap last week, but he's one of those people who really puts every effort into training and practice. Ian Kirkpatrick highly impressed with him. Billy Hills with the throw out of Darby Sheldon Hayes it was who got the tap, but the French come away with it, popped it up to Penaud. Now it's Sandon Lacroix rather. Well, in the old days, I must say, those of you who are watching and are a bit more senior and played in the 50s and 60s and probably early in the 40s, you'd say you were killing your forwards. Now Naas Botha does a little switch to Peter Muller as he pops it up to Adrian Ruster. With James Small just getting a little bit ahead of the ball. Val Bartman now in possession as they need to get it back to Garth Wright. Wright now gets Botha. Now the chase is on for Jacques Olivier. Jacques Olivier makes the running and comes across, comes Sardonnay. No time at all for him, and Jacques Olivier makes a brilliant tackle on him. Then it was the left wing, Saint-André, who got right across in cover.
Maar ook die belangrikheid van opvolgwerk en druk toepas, Hugh. Ons het dit nie altyd in die eerste toets gesien nie. Dit was feitlik net die vleuel wat opgegaan het om druk toe te pas. Hierdie keer was daar 2-3 springbokke daar en onmiddellik was die Franse in die moeilikheid.
Now a good attacking position for South Africa. Important that Billy Hills finds his locks. Adolf Malone goes high. Nice ball down to Garth Wright. Naas Botha, the chance for the drop kick. What does the referee say? 3 points to South Africa. The scores are level. 35 minutes gone in the first half. And Naas Botha, drop kick number 17 in test matches.
Ja, en in internasionale rugby, so lyk hy van agter die pale. Adolf Malone met al 2 hande. Garth Wright, Naas Botha, net buite die kwartgebied. Kapan die storm daar op hom af. Maar u sien weer hoër as wat die pale is. Naas Botha wat geen fout maak nie. Sy 17de en net Ugo Porta met 21 het in internasionale rugby meer skepskoppe deur die pale gestuur.
Well, terrific play by Billy Hills and Adolf Malone made a great two-handed catch at the line-out. Now the French, who looks so good from the kick-off. A little bit of a knock-on by South Africa, so it'll be the advantage to France have to put in at the scrum. Extremely good at controlling the ball, either if they're chasing it or making the catch. We saw in the first test Rumar, who made some fantastic catches. Now it's Penaud, the dummy run, and then the back line getting away, and Sardonnay on the outside. Saint-André couldn't make the catch. Fury Edwards with a chance to drive them back. Relief for South Africa. The referee will call him back for the knock-on.
Lyk of Dani Gerber baie beter is, Hugh. Hy het daar op die kruisverdediging pragtig deurgekom om te kom verdedig.
Well, it's good news for South Africa, and interesting now again we see Saint-André, the left wing, right out on the right-hand side of the field with them playing a 2 fullback formation. Sardonnay back deep, and then Lafond playing in almost a second fullback position. Botha hasn't found his touch. This is Sardonnay, the fullback, the long ball to Lafond. Lafond has a big left boot, and that's why they played him in this test. Didn't make good contact with that. Now a chance for Naas Botha to drive him back, and if he thumps this properly, it could go miles back into French territory, and does so.
Ja, die Franse, die erken dat hierdie lang skoppe van Naas Botha hulle moedeloos maak, en sopas weer is dit Lafond wat in die struik getrap het. Jy gee nie vir Naas Botha so 'n bal nie.
Dr. Louis Vessel's concerned. He's chewed more packets and chewing gum in the last 5 games than he's chewed in his life.
Groot vasberadenheid in die Springbokkamp om goed te doen. 'n Stille soort vertroue wat al mense vanoggend opgemerk het, wat die toets baie graag wen.
Gonzalez, the French, complained that there was interference at the line-out. Gives back to Hubert, now Penaud. Just inside his 22, Olivier was there, but just Penaud, I must say, has a pretty educated left boot. There you can see 40 minutes and 9 seconds, 10 now gone in the first half. Just a little bit of extra time for that injury to Dani Gerber. This tour is certainly gathering momentum all the time. The French commentator, Pierre Salviac, just before the first test I saw him, I said, what do you think the chances are? He said, France are going to kill you guys. I said, in what area? He said, in every area. He said, your only chance is that you start a punch-up and then hope that one of the French guys gets sent off. Well, as we say, don't underestimate the Boykies. Free kick for Naas Botha. And he's looking for Hugh Reese-Edwards. He's deciding to take it himself. I think it could be an up and under. Oh, a nice little change in play there as Garthright gets away on the open side. A lovely little switch inside to Billy Hills it was. Now the Springboks put in Hubert under all sorts of pressure. The French are very quick to seize on any loose ball and pop it up to a supporting player, but the green jerseys came storming through. Good ground won by South Africa. It looked like Naas Botha was going to make an up and under. Saw that the French had dropped back and got Garthright a little bit of space on the outside. Billy Hills doesn't like where the French guys are standing at the line out.
Hulle beweeg feitlik elke keer oor die lyn voordat die bal ingegooi word.
Well, they won that ball and the South Africans put in Penno. Referee indicating that the Springboks had come through the line out of Milan, the man who was blown up. So remembering from the penalty that they will gain ground and then it'll be their advantage at the line out. Well, we're now at about 41.5 minutes into the first half. The referee's whistle must surely go for half-time now. It's a great kick by Penno.
Dat is gelukkig die eerste helfte nie soos daardie tweede helfte in Lyon wat 45 minute geduur het nie.
Well, the Springboks in the first test match just ran into that 13-0 lead at half-time. So they had a bit of space to move, but this time they've been a lot. There's Steve Atherton, Jickers Hutton on the right-hand side, Ian Kirkpatrick, next to him Harry Roberts. Caban, who got the tap down for the French, but the Springboks have secured the ball. Garthright waiting, he's right in the thick of things as RB Geldenhuys goes into lend a hand. Now he gets Garthright, does Botha. Oh, terrific clearance by Naas Botha with the left foot. Watch how quickly Sardonnay lobs it into himself. Then he's got Hubert up in support. And then on the outside to Saint-André. Saint-André's kick ahead. Oh, it's a brilliant kick by him. And Hugh Reese-Edwards just couldn't make the catch. Just evading or eluding his hands rather, and it's out right on the corner flag. Well, certainly from a South African point of view, they don't need the French to score now. This is a vital throw-in by Billy Hills. Pulled a couple of men out of the line out. There's RB Geldenhuys at number 2. Now Adolf Malone moves into the number 2 position. RB Geldenhuys at 4. It'll no doubt that's Mark Sessillon, the French captain. Obviously saying pressure, pressure, pressure. It's a vital catch for Adolf Malone. He got hugely interfered with at the line out there. Now it comes back on the French side as Caban pulls it down. Gonzalez going in, Hubert waits. Gonzalez feeding up to Benetton. Now Gonzalez takes ahead. Springbok defence must last out now. Hubert makes the running chance. Strauss was there. Knock on by France. The referee must surely pull him back for the scrum. And it's going well into injury time as the referee goes up now. A bit of interference again. A little bit of argy-bargy, but Hubert fortunately pulls Peter Muller up.
En daar is hy, word hy daar ingedryf deur Benazir wat dit nie kan raakvat nie. En as dit vorentoe spat, baie duidelik meneer Kinsey wat beduie dat ook rustyd aanbreek met die telling dan 6 punte elk, nog geen dreë in hierdie wedstryd tot dusver nie. Interessante 40 minute wat oorbly vir die oomblik terug Johannesburg toe. Welkom terug hier by Parc des Princes in Parys. Rustyd 6 punte elk, Suid-Afrika teen Frankryk. Dis Olivier Romain, slotvoorspeler van die Franse in beeld. Wedstryd waarin Suid-Afrika in die eerste 20 minute wat gebiedsvoordeel geniet het. Suid-Afrika se kaptein Naas Botha. Maar sake gelyk 6 punte elk. As die tweede helft begin word deur Penot onder die bal, Benazir. Suid-Afrika wat hom probeer uithaal. Adrian Rigter. Hubert en Gelaard het hom vasvat. Ja, Suid-Afrika was in besit. Frankryk wat die ingooi kry by die vaste skrum. Adrian Rigter wat laaste opstaan. Dit was hy wat vorentoe gedryf het.
Interesting how the French forwards made the tackle there. Straight onto the ball as Adrian Rigter was carrying it.
Hubert, Penot wordt opgevolgd door Lecras, Reese-Edwards op die kwartlijn, verloor dit. Onmiddellik Benazir wat by 'n skeieregter wat wag vir voordeel. Uitgehaal daar deur Romain, Hubert, klein kantjie. Dus in die hande van Saint-André word deur Willie Hills neergetrek, baie na in die doellyn. Die Franse wat hom soek, Gonzalez wat dit het, hulle wil oor die doellyn dryf. Suid-Afrika dra hulle weg. Franse wat hulle hande in die lug gooi. Moet hom kry, Hubert, Penaud, Lecras wat het oorstuur en James Small kry dit in die hande na Dani Gerber, maar dit is meneer Kinsey wat fluitjie geblaas het. Meneer Kinsey wat fluitjie geblaas het. Hy sê Suid-Afrika was ontkant. 5 breë van hulle doellyn af. Dani Gerber. Nou ja, hierdie man wat lyk of hy altyd op die regte oomblik op die regte plek is.
Well, Dani Gerber there just up a little bit too quickly on defense and was caught offside. James Small did terrific work, although the referee's whistle had already gone. It would have been a very interesting chase, this. Dani Gerber full of pace, but it's another chance for Lecras in a very kickable position. It was great running on the blind side by the French backs. Hubert starting it up. I must say this little scrum half, Aubin Hubert, is a live wire player and very, very slick with the hands.
Ja, hy speel baie beter as daar in Lyon verlede Saterdag toe hy met die gladde bal soms bietjie misgetas het agter die skrum en daar 'n bietjie kritiek was op sy spel. Karel wat eers loskakel gespeel het, hierdie Hubert. Maar nou is dit Terry Lecras. Net buite die kwartgebied van Suid-Afrika, dit is 6 punte elk. Lecras wat met 2 geslaag het, 2 ander misgeskop het. En die Franse wat vroeg in hierdie tweede helfte 'n 3 punte voorsprong kan verkry as Terry Lecras kan slag met hierdie stelskop. Weereens hou hy hom baie laag, maar is in die middel deur. En die Franse wat hulle neuse voorhou, die derde strafdoel, Menel daar by hom. Lecras moet konsentreer.
Just watch how Lecras kicks it. No, very little or no follow through at all. He just stabs the ball. He always kicks it low, but pretty effective style.
Naas Botha begin die spel. Roma wat aanslaan. Skeieregter wag vir voordeel as Johan Steiger daar opval. 10 tree stippellyn van die Franse. Meneer Kinsey wat nog steeds wag vir voordeel. En hulle dan gaan terugneem as Suid-Afrika hom nie vinnig kan uitkry nie. Springbok agterlyn wat geselsplanne maak. Dani Gerber wat iets sê vir Rhys Edwards. Kan Suid-Afrika hierdie bal vinnig kry?
This is going to be a very difficult period of play for South Africa. Remembering that it's just after half-time, they ran into a 13-point, well, at half-time in the first test, they were 13 points to 0 up. And then the French in the last 20 minutes of the game ran them absolutely ragged. It was just desperate tackling. Referee blowing up Heinrich Rogers for pulling down Hubert, very quick to seize on it.
Word aangedryf. Hubert, Penaud, na die oorkant toe, Rhys Edwards, wag hom in. Bal wat bietjie rol, Edwards, die binnekant sy kwartgebied. Maar die Franse het verveld gewen, 'n effektiewe skop van Alain Penaud, die losskakel in beeld. En die Franse wat dan nie soos verlede Saterdag begin hardloop sommer hier binne hulle eie halfgebied nie. Penaud wat Springbok taktiek toepas. Eers hier binne die halfgebied en naby in die kwartgebied kom van Suid-Afrika. Oorgestuur deur Caban. Word aan die hande gekry deur Kalaar. Suid-Afrika wat bal gooi. Hubert kry hom. Hoë skoppies van Andre wat deurkom. Daar's right onder hom, spat los. Hubert wat dit in die hande kry. Roma wat dryf net buite die kwartgebied van Suid-Afrika. Die Franse lyk gevaarlik. Penaud in die hande daar van Benazir. Afgeneem deur Suid-Afrika. Die binnekantlik kwartgebied. En as die bal uitkom vir Suid-Afrika, meneer Kinsey wat bedui dat daar 'n Fransman op die grond is wat die bal uitgekrap het daar met die hand.
Quite clearly a French arm. We saw a blue jersey going in to pull that ball out, and it's a difficult period of play now.
Naas Botha afgestorm daar deur Benazir.
There by Naas Botha, because it would have been the South African put in at the scrum again if it made the 20, if it made the touchline.
Ja, Suid-Afrika wat nou 'n paar lelike flaters gemaak het as Benetton uitgehaal word aan die oorkant van die veld. Naas Botha wat 'n tikskoppie gegee het. Toe wou uitskop, afgestorm deur Benazir.
Well, a lot of pressure now being put on by the French players. They're very, very quick to support the ball carrier.
James Small wat so bietjie oulik lyk, maar hy het sy plek om inneem. Hubert wat dit het, kom 'n skepskop-poging van hom, word ingewag deur Rhys Edwards onder die palle en hy gaan na die oorkant toe, 'n lang buitelyn skop en die Franse terugjaag en die Springbokke kan asemhaal. Hubert wat daar die bal miskien moes laat loop het, maar 'n skepskop-poging van hom en as dit tussen die palle deur was, nou ja, dan het Suid-Afrika 6 punte agterstand gehad. Kortlyn staan Adolf Malan en Adrie Geldenhuys teen Romain en Caban. Romain stuur oor Hubert, Penaud, kom hy Manel wat hom het, dan Benetton, goed verdedig deur Suid-Afrika, Franse kry hom weer, Penaud, dit is na Sardounet, na Lafond, word weer getrek uit vir Caban aan die buitekant, goed verdedig deur Suid-Afrika, Caban duime van die doellyn af, hou 'n bietjie aan die bal vas, Franse gaan daaroor, en meneer Kinsey, wat 'n strafskop lyk het vir my toeken, nee, dit is toch die drie wat toegeken word, Romain, vir 'n oomblik gelyk, of hy betuie dat die Franse daar oor die lyn gekruip het, hier het dit begin.
Well, it was great driving play by the French. Watch how Hubert just popped it up on the blind side as Penaud was running. Watch how they straighten up. The handling is absolutely superb as Lafond built up. He doesn't run for the touchline. Watch how straight he comes, makes ground in on the inside. Taken on there by Caban. Watch the tackling by the Springbok cover defence. And then Romain, who came up very quickly. There he is, number 5, as he seizes on the ball. Managed to stay on his feet and then corkscrew his way over. Referee perfectly positioned.
Romain dan wat daar deur gaan, hier kom dit weer. Jacques Olivier wat daar keer. Maar baie goed gehardloop daar deur Sardounet en dan Caban wat hier deurkom. 3 Springbokke wat om grond toe ry. En as die bal daar op die grond lê, is dit Romain, hierdie slotvoorspeler wat by is. En hy draai en maal daar deur en die arms is in die lug. Frankryk 14 punte. Suid-Afrika 6. En Terry Lucroix met hierdie doelskop. Een wat inkrul, tussen die pale deur, nog 2 punte by. En die kom die 3 weer.
Well, this was great play. You see how they read the play so well as Hubert just popped it up. And then the straight running makes all the difference. They pulled in Jacques Olivier. Lafond had room to move on the outside. Now, as I say, he doesn't make for the touchline. He waits for Caban to double around on the outside. It was a good tackle there by Hugh Rhys Edwards and Jacques Olivier coming across. But now watch for number 5 as he stays on his feet, not picking the ball up at all. They just move the ball up to him and then corkscrewing around. And I must say the way the French just popped the ball up from the loose play is extremely good. Lacroix's conversion right through the middle. You see now South Africa in a bit of trouble as Adrie Geldenhuys is coming off.
Driekus Hatting moet daar opgaan. Driekus Hatting wat sy plek gaan inneem, 16-6. Ja, en dan is Hatting eers weer afgeneem. Hier Kinsey wat nie tevrede was nie, dan sê hy kan nou opkom. Daar's Botha wat so 'n bietjie gewag het. Dis 'n hoë bal. Caban wat het vorentoe laat val. Weer eens 'n strafskop aan die Franse.
Well, the Springboks now giving away too many penalties for there to be any great momentum in their play.
En Penaud met die linkervoet 'n reuse skop. En onthou dat die Franse 'n bietjie ingooi gaan hê. By die lyn staan binnekant die kwartgebied van Suid-Afrika. Franse wat goed speel in hierdie stadium. Gonzalez die hakker ingooi net binnekant die kwartgebied van Suid-Afrika. Bal het vorentoe gespat daar van Benaziz se hande af. Suid-Afrika kry die ingooi. Romain nommer 5, die man wat die 3 gedruk het. Hierdie Karel, hierdie voorryman Gelaard van die Franse wat daar druk teen Johan Steiger, 115 kg, dis 'n groot stuk. Skandel swaai. Kinsey bedui die bal was uit, Tian Strauss kry dit. Springbokke wat moet vasmaak. Gathright, naast Botha, Pieter Muller, Dani Gerber. Oorkantste kantlyn toe, James Small wat het jaag.
Well, that was good handling by the Springboks backs to get themselves out of trouble. Botha saw that the French players had come up very quickly onto him. Now they take a quick kick, or a quick throw in rather. They're always up to some sort of trick. You can never stop concentrating. The referee's calling them back, saying that wasn't correct.
Ja, die grensrechter daar aan die oorkant is nie tevrede nie. Kyk ook na Wias wat besig is om hier so 'n bietjie op te warm.
Well, right through the tour we've seen the French making substitutions almost for no reason at all on many occasions.
Ja, kan Suid-Afrika hierdie bal benut? Jan Strauss, Gathright, Hubert het teruggeval, Wright wat daar is, Bartman is daar, Richter is daar. Ja, Suid-Afrika wat hom nie vinnig genoeg kan terugkry agtertoe nie.
But it was good play by the South Africans as Bob Bartman got in there very quickly and buttoned up the ball. Adrian Rist was the last man to get up.
Ja. Hubert wat daar onkant wil gaan. Suid-Afrika wat hom hou vas. Strauss, Wright, James Small, baie goed gedek deur Manel net buite kan die kwartgebied van die Franse. Franse was in besit. Moet Suid-Afrika se ingooi wees. Skara hou nie daarvan nie.
Vital play, period of play for South Africa. They've got to stay down in the French territory, and with 20 minutes to go, they must make a score now at 16 points to 6, because they have to score twice before they can hope to win this game. But certainly the French in that first 20 minutes in the first half were looking extremely strong. They have always been and always will be very impressive in terms of their handling, and if things go well for them on the day, they can be almost unbeatable, and most of the world know that.
Ja, daar word so 'n bietjie gesels. Lafond, Jean-Baptiste Lafond, wat lyk vir my 'n probleem daar het. Waarom Wias hier opgewarm het?
Well, we saw Lafond earlier on in the game receiving attention for that injury to his lower back. And maybe it's just starting to stiffen up a little bit.
Ja, right.
Now a vital feed for South Africa.
Jan Strauss het kop uitgetrek. Was kop deur Suid-Afrika.
Well, you see the ability there of Penno to punt the ball from inside his own 22 to just 4 meters outside the South African 22. A huge punt by him, and South Africa can ill afford to lose tight heads in that position. There we see Wias, who stayed on the left wing last Saturday, had that shocking day with the boots, warming up, and I have no doubt that he will take over from Lafond.
Lafond wat dan afkom. En zodra hy dan af is en Wias op die veld is, jy sien daar word nog so 'n bietjie gesels.
Well, we see that South Africa are playing a soccer match against the Congo, and they are leading this game better for South Africa at soccer at the moment. They're leading the Congo 1-0.
Sebastien Wias, linkervleuel verlede Saterdag gewees, wat oorskuif daar na die linkervleuel posisie toe. Adrian Richter, Hubert kan dit nie onder beheer kry nie. Strafskop weer aan die Franse. Geweldig baie foute wat deur Suid-Afrika gemaak word.
Well, indicative of the situation is that South Africa had 6 penalties at goal against them and only won 4. So the pressure also telling, but they just will have to cut out those elementary mistakes.
Hendrik Rogers en Johan Spyker, die twee stutte in beeld. Lucas wat aanmoediging kry van hierdie stuk of 35.000, 40.000 toeskouers. Ook 'n hele klomp Suid-Afrikaanse ondersteuners wat hier in Parys is. Willie Hills gesig dra die tekens van 'n harde stryd voorlangs met Terry Lucas wat korrelpale toe. So 'n stuk of 13 tree van die oorkantste kantlyn af. Dit is reeds 16-6 in die guns van die Franse. En daar een tussen die pale deur. 19-6. Terry Lucas, sy 14de punt wat hy aanteken. En die 3 van Roma, so lyk hy van agter die pale. En 'n groot en gerieflike voorsprong vir die Franse. En kan Suid-Afrika, soos Frankryk verlede week in Lyon, terugkom in hierdie laaste 20 minute of wat, om terug te kom in die prentjie?
Well, it's a huge task to ask of them, but it's not out of the question.
Benazir het beheer. Hubert. Wright val terug. Strauss val terug. Andre is daar. Penaud is daar. Kry voet by. Pieter Muller onder geweldige druk. Benetton, Benazir en Penaud is allemaal boop hom. En dan die Franse wat oor die bal gaan. Strafskop aan Suid-Afrika. Maar die siel vinnig was die Franse daar opgewees om druk toe te pas. Pieter Muller daar sonder 'n nommer. Botha wat die geleentheid sal moet gebruik om Suid-Afrika op die aanval te kry. Doen dit met 'n baie goeie buitelynskop. En die ingooi ook Suid-Afrika sin.
Well, that was better play by Narspoort. We saw a little transgression by him a little earlier on when we had a penalty inside the 22 and he decided to take a short kick. Bit of a hash of that one, but this much better attacking position. Vital that we make the catch at the line out or the tap first. Out of Milan going high. I think that's a free kick to South Africa, the referee indicating that there was interference. Now, what will we see Narspoort to do?
Nou, daar kan nie geskepskop word nie. Gathright, Val Baartman, bietjie op sy eie. En dan kom die Franse weg met hom. Benetton wat 'n goeie wedstryd speel. Hubert haal uit in die hande van Penaud. En hy gaan die Springbokke baie ver terugjaag. En wat maar net nie wil regloop vir Suid-Afrika nie. Baie foute maak. En die Franse wat dit baie deeglik uitbuit.
Adolf Milan did well to make that catch at the line-out. Val Baartman going in to help those. Adrian Richter in there. French are very strong in their hands. They get their hands on the ball. Now the drive coming from Willie Hills as they stay on their feet well. Johan Stecher in as well. Tion Strauss now goes in. They must get this ball back. Garthright gets it slowly. Penalty, the French holding onto the ball. See on the wrong side of the ruck there. There's the captain, Mark Cetillon. Now Narspoort indicating to Mr. Brian Kinsey that he's going to go for poles. Only the second time in the game. The first kick that he had was a lot closer than this. But we all know that Narspoort can certainly kick this distance.
Hy toets so 'n bietjie die oppervlakte daar langs die bal waar hy moet vastrap.
Surface is pretty firm, although they've had overnight rain. Haven't seen too much slipping and sliding, but in the in-goal area a little bit dicey because they've laid that grass in recent months. Interesting grass. This is not quite like Kikuyu, it's much thinner. Keep your head down, swing through, he struck it well. Has he got the distance? No, he hasn't. He had the direction. Penaud has the ability to thump it back. Now the run in here by Lucas. He gets it back out on the outside. Going extremely well as they duck inside to Manel. Manel's very strong on his feet. He's putting the Springbok defences. Now it's taken on by Amari. Amari pops it up to Hubert. Look at that, his quick handling as Benazir gets it. Fed out by Gonzalez and taken on by Penaud Caban. It's Benetton and Cetillon who makes the pass. Great play by the French loose forwards. Now it's on the short side by the left wing, Saint-Andre. He's right over from the left. In fact, he's moved on to the right. Beautiful hands by Penaud. Couldn't find Manel. Now Donny Gerber goes in, but the Springbok backline offside. That was a fantastic play by the French players as they came away. Did the switch from the penalty. It just shows you that when you follow up these penalties, you really have to fan out and watch them like crazy because they counter-attack so magnificently.
Die Franse wat nou in hulle element is, goeie vinnige balbesit voorkry en hulle gebruik dit.
That's Caban, the loose forward who's been all over the field. Very effective in the line-out as well. Thierry Leclerc, who's been responsible for 14 points. Well, we knew that the French wouldn't possibly have an off day like they did last week in terms of kicking at goal. Crowd now, the bands are playing, the flags are waving, they're clapping, and Leclerc makes no mistake, and the French lead run into a formidable lead.
So lyk hy van agter die pale, Leclerc, nadat hy aanvanklik so bietjie gesukkel het, maar dan nou die kol getref het. En so lyk dit dan 22-6, groot voorsprong wat die Franse hier het.
Again you see Hubert, who's have a field day behind the effective French pack. Goulefier back for it. Crunching tackle by Benetton. Penalty to South Africa. It was against Benetton because he played the ball after he'd made the tackle. Good catch by Goulefier. The final score in South Africa against the Congo. South Africa won 1-0 in the World Cup qualifiers, so good news for soccer fans. And a little bit of a hold-up to injury to one of the French players. I think it could be, no, it's not Benetton. See Gonzalez going in, so maybe it's the front row. The sort of, yes, it is. It's Philippe Gallard. Front row code. When you see a hooker going in to see his front rankers, or see if a man's okay, you can bet your life it's a hooker. Hubert now feeding it out as the full-back Saronay gets. Buerta looking for open spaces. Is Buerta switches out to Garthright, who took his hands off the ball, but the referee indicating that the French were up on defense too early.
Die reël bepaal baie duidelik dat die skopper eers die spelers die nuwe reël aan kant moet plaas en die Franse het dit nie gedoen nie.
Nice Buerta reading the play nicely there. Instead of taking the penalties, decided that scrum much closer. You see Garthright couldn't make the catch, but it was lucky for him. Didn't make that kid catch because at the moment critique, he just looked up to see where the French defences were. Springbok scrum under pressure, right, Buerta. Muller on the dummy run into Rhys Edwards coming through. Now it's James Small and Rhys Edwards running for it. Menel gets back for the French. Good attacking position for South Africa.
Suid-Afrika wat besluit het dat hulle sal moet begin hardloop. Hulle het 'n groot agterstand. 16 punte, dis 22-6. So dis belangrik dat daar punte op die tellbord kom as hulle nog hierdie wedstryd wil wen.
Remembering that France have never beaten South Africa in France before. In fact, the last time France beat South Africa was in 1967, 11 test matches ago. Billy Hills doesn't like where the French are standing. Malone gets the tap down to right, couldn't make the catch. See how quickly Hubert, the scrum half, was through. Him darting through the front of the line out. Drickus Hutting, number 20, moving up to the front of the line-up, then swapping with Adrian Richter. Quite interesting that Adolf Malone is deep, second from the back of the line-out. He goes high, brought down by Val Barton. The French defences are quickly onto him. Right, Buerta Now Muller comes on the run, and Muller gets it up to Richter. Help from Chance Just. So many times we've seen the French making the tackles and a Springbok going backwards. Hubert now reads the play. Saint-Andre in possession now. Naas Botha gets across with the tackle. Peter Muller also going in, now taken on by Adolf Milan. Right, all sorts of trouble. Johnny Gerber. He's got James Small on the outside. Small, and Small just almost got on the inside there, taken by Billy Hill. Small played the ball on the ground.
Ongelooflijk hoe vinnig Willie Hills daar gekom het. Bal wat hij langs die achterlijn afgegaan het en daar die lang aangee naar James Small toe. Maar die grensrechter daar aan die oorkant het intussen iets opgemerkt en hij beduie daar naar Fransman toe.
Well, the touch judge is pointing in fact to an incident that happened at the line out a long way back. Referee walking over to the French players, just having a chat to Marc Sessillon, Benazi. Well, some of the French players are not too fluent in English, and I'm not sure how they understand the Australian accent, but it looks like it could be a penalty to South Africa. Yes, an infringement at the line out. It was Mr. Ronnie McDowell who pointed out the infringement to the referee, and South Africa only for the third time in the game with an attempted goal. So this to make the score 22 points to 9, so it would mean that South Africa would still have to score another 2 goals to pull this game off. Time running out in about 11 or 12 minutes left. Vital that Naas Botha kicks this one, no problem whatsoever. French crowd don't like it, but the French, we now have become to know that we don't get upset at all when they whistle, blow trumpets, beat drums when a South African is taking a kick at goal. I might tell you that in some of the provincial games when the French crowd have disagreed with a penalty given to their home crowd, home team, they also tend to show their displeasure. That hasn't gone 10 meters. Rumar, the tall man who's so sure of hand.
Ja, Penaud wat so pas dan die afstand so bietjie misgelees het. Maar geleentheid vir Suid-Afrika wat dit sal verwelkom om van hierdie platform af 'n aanval te probeer loods.
Well, of course, in this situation, players can become a little bit desperate, and South Africa are going to have to move the ball around. They'll have to be very sure of their handling. Garthright nearly got past his man, Dani Gerber, with a pom-pom there, and it's taken on by Sadane. Read the play very well. In fact, it was Vias Hubert pops it up to the front ranker, Damari. Watch how they get this ball back to Hubert. Now it's Penaud to Minel, and the Caban was in the back line, but a chance for Jacques Willefeu as he hacks ahead. The French are getting back, and it's in fact Penaud who goes back. Jacques Willefeu is right there. Can Jacques Willefeu get in for a try? He must make the pass into Johnny Gerber. Try number 19 for the great Springbok centre.
En ons het vroeër gesê hoe Dani Gerber met die breë glimlag op die gesig altyd lyk of hy op die regte oomblik op die regte plek is. Jy sien, hier word dit vorentoe geskop nadat die Franse so bietjie misgetas het agter. Jacques Willefeu het goed opgevolg. Penaud duik mis daarna, goed opgetel deur Willefeu uit vir Reece Edwards aan sy buitekant. Kies die binne opsie en Dani Gerber maak geen fout langs die pale nie. Naas Botha voeg 2 punte by. Willefeu wat hierdie bal jaag, Penaud wat ook vinnig deurkom, of Sardoni liewer. Hy word geduik na die bal. Was tog Penaud. En dan Willefeu. Dani Gerber aan die binnekant. En Suid-Afrika is weer binne tref afstand 22-16.
Well, that a little bit against the run of players. The French backline looked extremely dangerous there. It was Caban who was in the backline, the flank forward who made the handling error. Drickus Hutton couldn't make the catch. John Strauss does. The French tackling is ferocious. Wright is in there. Botha inside his 22. Good play by Drickus Hutton from the kickoff there. He managed to secure the ball on the Springbok side. I can tell you that this game is fast and furious, and you have to be pretty fit to last the pace.
En met daardie doelskop
up there in support.
Excuse you, met daardie doelskop het Naas Botha ook die 300 merk in toetsrugby verbygesteek.
Well, way ahead of the guy who is second, I mean, the old mate Pete Visagie. I hope, Pete, if you're watching, that you're in good health. Free kick to France. Now this is where they're so dangerous. Watch Hubert as he just saunters up to the mark and then takes the quick kick and then off they go. Pops it up to Penaud. Testing one for Jacques Olivier. Jury said was coming across the French are there in numbers as they're taken down by Gallard. Now Hubert on the short side, taken on there by Marc Sessillon, the captain, feeding out to Saint-André. Cover defence of South Africa stretched to the limits. It was Johan Steiger who got across for the tackle.
Hubert, daar stuur hy vir Sessillon weg. Steiger wat daar is, Olivier wat daar vir Saint-André uitry in die diskant, maar die aanslaan dan reeds. Nommer 1 daar, Amery, Louis Amery.
They need to hold the scrum up to South Africa so that Gasright can get a clean ball to Nasboert, who will want to put it back onto the halfway line. They've wheeled the scrum, the French, so that the left-hand flank can fly off the side. That will be Caban. That's wheeled through the 90 degrees. By our reckoning, there can't be much more than about 7 minutes to go. We don't have official timers at French grounds. Better, straighter scrum by South Africa, Botha. As you saw the pressure there were 4 Frenchmen around him as he made the kick. Billy Hills will know he's been in a game. So the French will just want to slow it down a little bit. Gonzalez in no hurry to make the throw in. Sees Don Wheat, something to do with number 8. That's Caban. Highly rated flank forward. Rumar gets the tap back. Rumar's a tall man. Hubert, Penaud. Penaud with the drop. Referee was perfectly positioned. Didn't miss by far. Just shaving that right hand upright.
Ja, Penaud wat nog maar net een skop in toets rugby deur die pale gestuur het met die linkervoet. In teenstelling met die Les Cabouras en die Abaladejos van die Franse van vroeër. Karel wat nog nie baie die kol met skepskoppe getref het nie.
Now vital that the Springboks get under this ball from the 22. Tiaan Strauss is up there. Caban makes the catch. Tiaan Strauss just managing to grab some cloth.
Een onnodige fout wat Suid-Afrika op die grond maak.
Really has plagued South Africa's momentum in terms of their ability to make the driving play. Tiaan Strauss was right up there and then the transgression on the ground.
En ook die nadeel daarvan, Hugh, is dat daar word so hard gewerk vir balbesit. Daar word vorentoe gespeel, die druk word verlig en dan word daar 'n fout gemaak in 'n situasie soos hierdie talle kere al. Franse wat baie strafskoppe vanmiddag gekry het. Lecroix wat reeds in die kol was met 3, 4, 5 strafskoppe en die doelskop. Maar die strafskoppe dan die 5 wat belangrik was. Suid-Afrika binne trefafstand by die 22-16 as daar 'n 3 gedruk kan word. En as hierdie skop dus tussen die pale deur is, dan is daar weer groot druk op die Springbokke.
Well, Lecroix, who's better at taking short kicks, but has the ability to certainly kick the distance. It looks like a great kick, but he certainly had the distance, not quite the direction. Nasboert looking to open up. He had a lot of Springboks on his outside. But deciding just to slow it up. We still have time to get back into the French territory. A goal it will have to be. Try isn't good enough. A penalty isn't good enough. The tap back, Marc Sessillon couldn't make the catch. Nice skills by Hubert. Didn't matter to him that he couldn't get a hand to that ball. Just made sure of getting it into touch. Hills to Malan. Gonzalez came through very quickly. Interference again at the line out.
Franse is meesters daarmee, Hugh. Ons het in die eerste helfte reeds daarvan gepraat.
You see the pulling down by Rumar there. First of all, it was the pulling down and also catching or tapping the ball with the outside hand. Knock on by the French. Springboks will have to move the ball a little bit quicker than that. His French tackling is the French defense very quickly onto the ball carrier. It's been tough in the front row. The Amery and Gallard, very highly rated front rankers. Strauss, right. This is Sardonnay for the French.
Miskien net 'n rapsie te hard daardie skop van Gathright. Dit het daar aan die oorkant vir Sardonnay kans gegee om by te kom. Terwyl die Franse verdediging baie vlak gestaan het, as hy dit miskien net 'n bietjie sagter deurgestoot het, dan kon die Springbok agterlyn dalk vinniger daarbey gekom het.
Now we see the Springboks moving around in the line-out out of Malan again, moving to the back. Adrian Rucht has gone up to number 2. I'm sure this throw by Hills will be deep. It goes to Malan. Hubert it was with a kick ahead. Difficult ball for James Small. Tries to get past Vias, the replacement. Came on forward, Jean-Baptiste Lafond. Right. We've seen certainly what we felt is a little bit more interference by the French players on the South Africans at the line-out. A little bit more than was allowed in the first test match. Rouman and Caban in the line-out for France. Malan and Hutton for South Africa. Rouman it is who made the tap down. Then it's St. Andre, or Lacroix rather, who had moved into the fly-half position on the left-hand side of the field. Remembering that Penot is majorly a left footer.
Hubert daar uit na Lacroix toe. Franse wil seker maak dat hulle in 'n onaanvegbare situasie is.
Botha was looking to take the quick one. This gives a chance for Dricus Hutton and Daroff Malan to get under the ball, taken by Dricus Hutton. Val Bartman was onto the ball carrier quickly in support. Now they need to stand on their feet and carry the ball forward. Billy Hills going in to try and secure the ball, but South Africa were in possession and couldn't loosen it up. The French have been very effective. That was the front ranker, the tight head, Philippe Gallard, who came away with the ball. So obviously he got his hands onto Dricus Hutton and stopped him from loosening the ball up. Tremendous performance by the French pack today. Hubert, so effective on the short side. He just had that lovely little flick into St. Andre. The amazing thing is you saw how St. Andre was so aware of the fact that he may well get the ball. Penot driving the Springboks back.
Baie goeie weer verdediging hier om hierdie scrum deur Tiaan Strauss wat vanmiddag op die dekverdediging reuse werk gedoen het. Frans het hom egter weer gekry. En Penot wat hulle terugjaag met 'n effektiewe skop.
So now with South Africa pinned back in their own 22, difficult for them to run it from this position. If they move the ball and start doing skip moves and everything, it's very likely that a Frenchman can get in and make an interception. Botha now moves the ball away to Peter Muller. He's made it through and he gets it inside to Strauss. Now the referee get in the way of Adrian Rucht, who was following up. Counter-attack by the French as Gathright in all sorts of trouble. He pops it up to Dani Gerber. And it was Sebastian Vias who was right up there. South Africa carried over.
Suid-Afrika wat die een oomblik nog op die aanval was. En die Franse wat terugkom.
It was very unfortunate for South Africa that because Tiaan Strauss made the catch and was running forward, and then I was watching for the support, and it was Richter who ran straight into the referee. This is a great scrum by France. South Africa mustn't collapse this scrum. It's Sefillon who picked up at the back of the scrum. Couldn't quite make it over. French ball again. James Small is having a word with the referee, saying, come on, that was our ball. The Frenchman knocked it on. But the referee deciding that it's going to be French ball. French crowd now getting heavily in support of their players. The French good scrum by South Africa. Hubert gets it away on the short side there to Sardonnay, who was coming up right from the fullback position. Hubert again now. Penot, can he get over for his third try? Yes, he does it. 3 tries to the French fly half. Got past all the South African defence. Elusive running. About 3 tackles he got by. And I think that will wrap it up for France. We see Hubert, who gets it away to Penaud. He was lying very flat. He got inside one man and then another. And look at how many green jerseys are there. But Penaud, try number 3 for him.
Sien daar kom hy so van agter die paal. Penaud wat daar in Lyon ook 2-3 gedruk het. Hier sny hy weer deur. En dit is die eerste keer in die geskiedenis dat die Franse in 'n toetswedstryd meer as 2-3 teen Suid-Afrika druk. Die derde een vandag. Hubert wat hom daar uithaal, James Small boop hom. Maar Penaud wat eenvoudig daar deurvleg, Wright, Baartman, Pieter Miller by hom. Maar die 5 punte is op die telbord en Frankryk is voor met 27-16.
South Africa first playing against France, Billy Miller's side in 1913. And since then we've had 8 test matches, as Christo was saying earlier. Only one drawn out of the 8. South Africa have won 7, and so for the first time in history France could win this match here at the Parc des Princes. Only played once before at the Parc des Princes. It was in 1974 when South Africa won 10 points to 8. Thierry Lecras will want to finally wrap it up. The flags are up, no problem at all, 29 points to 16. And the referee's final whistle has gone. So a great day in history for South Africa as we see the slow motion as the French are so want to do of that place kick. We see now that Benazi has run over to the far side to get the match ball, and he's put that under his jersey and secured it for himself. Well, I think Christo O'Day, in which the Springbok